Yeah, for sure, man. Like, I mean, it was tough. We got tough games down the stretch. Obviously, I don't think we learned how to keep a lead, but I guess we're gonna keep learning about that. But just at the end, just sticking to it. Like we lost a couple of leads, but when we needed like stops for what I'm saying, to secure the game, we did that. I think we didn't do that the games before, and just the energy that we play with. I think it's been a little better. So. Yeah, man, we keep learning, and I think every loss or even a win, is just always going to be a learning experience.
I wanted to talk about, something that you guys have to work on in terms of keeping leads. What goes into that? Is it just kind of obviously teams make runs,
Right, yeah,
but is that a focus thing too at some point?
yeah, definitely a focus thing. But at the end of the day, if you keep a team from scoring, at some point they're going to start scoring, and they're going to make shots. But I think at the end of the day, we just got to keep our focus on defense and continue to do the things that got us to that point. At the end of the day, people are going to make lead, going to get leads, and they're going to score. We just got to continue to do like what we do and continue to play the way we play.
A lot of guys talk about kind of experience in this league, and when they get more experience, the game kind of slows down. You play at such a high pace, but do you feel the game slowing down for you in terms of being able to recognize that?
I mean, I wouldn't say slowing down, but for me, it's just like it's confidence and understanding what I can do. Like I think that's something I do more. I mean, I think it comes with experience too. Like just knowing what I do best and doing that. Like just doing what I do best and not forcing anything and just continue to play. And I think that's something that I'm getting good at. Just knowing my spots, doing what I do, and then going from fast to slow. That's something that I'm doing better now.
Where'd that spin move come from?
I mean, I always had to spin, man. Yeah, I just catching on to it. But yeah, man, I always had to spin. That's something that I always like to do, and I just play out of what the defense gives me, and I think I can always use that, and it's hard to stop.
Pascal, how do you were talking about the defense, how do you guys offensively attack their defense when Memphis, they're grinding people down, they're in today's NBA they're still trying to keep people under 100, slow it down, they're not really getting up and down like so many teams.
Right. Yeah, it'd be tough. They want you to play in the half court, and I think the counter to that is us getting stops and running. That's what we got to do. We got to play our brand of basketball, and just continue to play what we play. We don't really. It doesn't really matter what they do. At the end of the day, if we play the way we play, and keep the pace we want to keep, it's gonna be a good game for us.
Kyle, obviously this is one of the teams that you played for back in the day, but right now when you look at what Memphis is doing, any surprises with the position they're in and kind of the way they've gotten off to this start?
They got good leadership, and I think with Mark and Mike, that's your core. That's been your core for the last 12 years now, and they had a little bit of a kind of a down couple of years, but they put some good pieces in around those guys who play extremely hard, and Anderson and Garrett Temple was a veteran guy. The rookie guys playing, Jackson's playing well. Shelvin Mack off the bench, JaMychal Green. They got some good pieces around those two, where the other guys don't have to worry about the offensive side. They play hard as possible, and Mark and Mike take the load of everything else offensively.
You touched on Mike Conley. Would you consider him to be one of the more underrated point guards in this league in terms of what he can do?
I just think he doesn't get the appreciation for what he's able to do and what he's done, and with injuries and them having a couple down years. But Mike's one of my favorite players in the league, and I got the opportunity to play with him, and I'm still a big fan of him, and just to see the growth, and it's kind of like you're 1 year apart. He's year 12, I'm year 13. It's just great to see a guy like that just continue to get better, even though he doesn't get the respect that I think that he's earned and deserves. But I think he doesn't even care about that. He just hoops.
After that 3-game losing streak, you guys reeled off a few wins. What did you guys learn from that 3-game losing streak to build what you've done so far?
Honestly, Shane, just ride the wave. Never get too up, never get too down. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs, but just stay level-headed. Don't change what you do. Just keep it consistent. And I think that's the one thing we continue to do is keep it consistent, and not say, oh, the bridge is burning down. We kind of just we lost a couple. Let's figure it out.
What made this place, or still makes this place, hard to play?
Memphis. It's just how they are, how they play. the atmosphere. You know, they don't play the up and down, crazy pace, breakneck, but they play at their tempo. And I think the control that Mike and Mark have, and it's been the same for the last, you know, when Zach was here, it's been the same consistency with control. They never let themselves get into a breakneck game because that's not what they do.
I'm kind of on both sides of the fence here, right? I'm probably delighted from my initial reaction to when we got him, that 20 games in, would we be this far with him? You know, as far as going through training camp and playing as many minutes and games and how he's playing. I still think there's a lot to come yet. I think he's still ironing out his three-point shooting, which we know he's really good at. We're starting to see some glimpses of that. I think he's still ironing out his defensive dominance, which we're going to probably see more here late in games. So I think there's some more to see. So pretty good player, man. Pretty good player.
Speaking, we had JV here for a second. Does he, when you ask him to sort of come off the bench for half the time, and do you at all expect that there's any way that he's going to score more than he did with more minutes before? Like,
yeah, I mean, listen, those guys, we're just trying to get them to, both him and Serge, accept both roles as equal, even though nobody in the world will let them accept it that way, right?
Yeah.
Right, because of the starting thing.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, you know, there's a lot of nights when Serge doesn't start yet, plays 26 minutes,
yeah.
right? And there's a lot of nights where JV gets rolling and gets going. So.
But you're getting more out of JV in less time than you did before. Like, it's almost like
he's playing great.
Yeah,
he's playing great. I think, you know, we've talked a lot about the Surge helping, the spacing helping Surge a lot. I think the spacing's helping JV a lot too. So, yeah, you know, again, they're both playing great, and it's a good night to see if they can kind of WWE tag team Gasol tonight, the two of them, right? And that's what we're gonna, you know, they both got to play him really hard tonight.
Did it all, and I don't think this would ever be a consideration, but they go big with the four too.
Yep.
Did you at all consider going with both of them at any point tonight?
Yeah, I am considering it. Okay. Yes, I will consider it. I am considering it, and I've liked it. Just a few times we've done it with those two, I liked it. I didn't necessarily like it in Atlanta when it was Greg and Serge. It was two not very good stretches, but with JV and Serge together, it's been okay.
When you talk about Kawhi's defensive dominance starting to come back, I know it was a little while ago, but at the end of that Boston game, where he threw him on Kyrie, was that this late? Is that the kind of stuff you expect to see more of? As you kind of get more comfortable what you're looking for?
Yeah, I think you know, there's some matchups, you know, that we'll try to get him to, and there's maybe even a scheme or two we'll try to get him to. We may put him on bigs, right, so that we know that screen and rolls are coming. Then he switches out to the primary ball handler. Those are things we haven't quite got to yet as far as our defensive packages. But yeah, we're gonna try to get him shut water off, guy, right? Shut somebody's water off. Kyle's calling me for practice to start. Are you guys done now?
One more. How do you combat defensively what they're trying to do in terms of slowing the game down and wanting you to play in the half court, and in today's NBA when everybody's getting up and down?
Well, we're gonna try to speed up the pace, Eric, but not get caught up in it. You know, there's some nights you're just gonna have to come down and execute and play that way. And I hope we're a team that can do both, right? I don't want us to get frustrated by lack of pace tonight if there isn't any, right? Maybe we have to tighten our shoes up and look them in the eye and play them in the half court. And hopefully our half court game is to the level that it needs to be to beat a team like this on the road.